G'day, my name's Chris and I'm a driver and guide for Silver City Tours here in Broken Hill. Going to tell you a little bit about Broken Hill today. It's about 20,000 people here in the city at the moment. Did have up to 36,000 quite a number of years ago, back in the 30s and 40s. You can spend an easy 5 days here on holidays. We have some great packages. We do the Menindee Lake scheme, also do White Cliffs, all the art galleries. I'm a bit embarrassed to tell you we've got more art galleries than we've got pubs these days, but anyway, we've got Silverton, which is a little town about 28 k's from here, one of the first mining settlements around Broken Hill, about 12 months before they found the silver here. Here we are in Silverton. It's a nice little touristy town now, ghost town we call it, Silverton Ghost Town. Out here we've got a jail museum, a school museum, several art galleries, famous Silverton pub of course, where the Mad Max movie was made out around Silverton. One of our tours is City Sights and Heritage, one of my favourites actually. It's a tour of the city. We do over 60 kilometres of the town, seeing all the heritage listed buildings. The birthplace of BHP will go from the late 1800s to the present time. This morning we're out to White's Mining Museum. It's a tour where you don't go underground, but you think you're underground, so it's quite a special place. We'll tell you more about it when you get here. We believe we picked out the best 5 art galleries in Broken Hill. So when you do your tour, it's called the Art Back Tour. And you head off after lunch. We do Wendy Martin and Ian Lewis, which is called the Bush and Beyond. Wander down to Jack Absalom's. Then we go around to Howard Steer. And there we see Howard. He's a bit of a comical painter, does a lot of Flying Doctor stuff.
This is the Bush Opera House made of galvanised tin. The old Sydney Harbour Bridge, the old coat hanger is made of wood, wire, typical things in the outback. It goes back to the start of the century where the Aboriginals would run around with spears. So I'll call that one the first Shakespeare play at the Bush Opera House.
Howard up to Pro Hearts, we're here at Pro's now, leaning on his Rolls Royce. This is a painting of the first fleet coming in. As you go around the car, you get back to where Broken Hill on this side of the car here, where it begun. After that, we head down to the big picture, the Silver City Art Centre. It's the biggest picture in Australia painted by one man. Another one of our tours is the Sunset Sculpture Symposium tour.
Well, I think it's been very inspiring to see the range of sculptures here that have really tried to capture very deep spiritual ideas about living and life and the earth and its relationship to the sun and the spirit of man, I suppose. And I think that when the sun went down, it brought out some of those subtleties that perhaps we hadn't seen when we first arrived here.
This particular tour is a full day tour. It's up the Darling River, up to Menindee, where you're on the River Lady. After lunch, we have a bit of lunch in Menindee and we're out to Kinchika National Park, where the wool shed and the old shearing quarters out there. Another one of our great tours is the White Cliffs tour. It's another full day tour. We leave here on quite early in the morning, head to White Cliffs, where the guide will tell you all the history of how the kangaroo shooters found the opal, see over 50,000 opal mines in the area and meet some of the characters of White Cliffs. Also, you go in the underground motel and you get all the history of what White Cliffs from one of our knowledgeable guides.
The whole experience was a lot better than I thought it would be. My wife originally organised it. But yeah, the tour operators are very good. The bus drivers and that have a sense of humour. It's reasonably light-hearted. There's a lot of history of the place.
Yes, the tour has been very well organised. We were met at the station on Monday night and Chris met us, and Chris has been with us all the tour. He's been great, he's been very informative, very accommodating. I'm very impressed with the tour, yes, very impressed.